Hello, good day. It's a wonderful afternoon, and we are live on Channel 7, where groundbreaking information gets to you. In just 3 days, the nation celebrated this Democracy Day, and the President, Muhammad Buhari, gave a perfect good gift to the youths, which is NotooYoungtoRun bill, promising to sign it into law. It's a nice one, and we hope that it keeps to it, and the change mantra has not been a good thing on the nation's masses. With me here today to discuss some vital information, Mr. Makinde Tunde.
Good afternoon, viewers. It's my pleasure to be here.
And Mr. Samuel Ndema.
Good afternoon, everyone. It's my pleasure to be here.
Need for security votes to govern us. The pros and cons. And the strength of Nigeria democracy for the past 19 years. As we just marked 19 years of democracy rule. Yeah, you're welcome. Gentlemen, it's been 19 years so far in democracy rule. I don't know how to say it's been awesome in one part or terrible in another part, because it's been all from one election saga to one violent act to Boko Haram to up this and that, reduction in minimum wage, different governments. I don't know how we can mark Nigeria's 19 years rule, Mr. Tunde.
Well, I think is democracy in Nigeria for past 19 years, as the case may be, has been interesting. And then interesting in the sense that we cannot really say we have fared well, but it has always been, or it has been activity without results, as far as I'm concerned. We have just migrated from the military rule to the government of self. But at the end of it, I would say that we have just been into a government of self and of self-interest, not really of such that could, alleviate or salvage the problem of the masses that brought us into democracy in the first place.
All right, Mr. Sam. I believe you are more than 19 years. So let me say, how has it been for you for the past 19 years in democracy rule?
Okay, quoting the definition of democracy according to the 16th President of America, US, Abraham Lincoln, who stated that democracy is government of the people, by the people, and for the people. Even before the democracy, the emergence of democracy in Nigeria, it has never been government of the people and for the people and by the people, even after democracy. Okay, and I would say for sure that we are being pushed into believing that we are in democracy. Because if it was democracy being government of the people by the people, Olusegun Obasanjo wouldn't have been brought in from Krikri prisons to be president of Nigeria as at 1999. Yeah. Assuming it was what they had wanted, it would have been let the people's choice prevail. And then they brought in this man from the prisons, granted him state pardon, and made him the president of Nigeria. And by so saying, he is not the mandate of the people. And since then, it has been a situation whereby the interests of the few majority are being represented. Okay, all the policies, government policies and programs are being pushed down to a particular section or a sector, and some people benefit while others don't. Do you understand? So that's, for me, it is not democracy.
Education system. They say our electoral act and everything concerning election in Nigeria has been a nightmare.
Yeah, of course.
And our president, let's just say the best so far has been the 2015 election.
Okay.
I've ever experienced. Because we said that there has been a nice work before leaving INEC. But looking at this forthcoming election, this election, we have more than 4 tickets coming up with the presidency.
Okay.
We have an old man, Buhari. We have another.
He's not the only old man. Atiku is the
old man, Atiku. They have so many youths coming out to different platforms.
Okay.
I don't know how we will balance our democracy and how we could say that our electoral, election, the race for the presidency has been so far for the different election.
Okay. I still remember that we have some young presidents in so many countries, starting with the immediate past president of the United States of America, Barack Obama, who was the youngest so far, and then presently the president of France, Macron. And these are people, before you ascertain or you decide to put a very young person as a president, you have to first of all consider the political nature of that country. Okay, Nigeria is not a developed country. Nigeria is still a developing country, and by virtue of that, underdeveloped. We cannot consider or be of the opinion that we are in the same level or status with France and America now. And in such scenario, we don't need these people. We need not just a young person as a president, but somebody who is advanced both in age and knowledge, as well as experience. You cannot just bring somebody who is 25, 30 years and you say, come and be president of somebody who cannot even manage a home. One of the criteria for me, for you to be president of any country, is being able to manage a home for up to 15, 20 years. If you cannot manage yourself and your wife, your kids, you cannot be president of any country. Okay, so for me, those people, those young people that are jumping up, they want to be president, I will advise them to go back home. We have some people who are advanced, people like Donald Duke of Cross River State, and then so many others. So these are people we should be considering to contest for 2019 presidential election.
Mr. Makinde, do you believe with him?
Yeah, to some extent. Okay. Yeah, but to a large extent. Okay. But I would like to add that also the set of people that should be considered.
Yes.
In fact, to even pick up the form from that level, to pick the form.
Yes.
As he has rightly said, those who could, at least we have seen to a very large extent that they could manage their home.
Yes.
Fine, that's one. Number two, we also want to look at people who do not, although that might not be possible to some extent, those who do not have godfathers.
Yes.
Because as long as godfatherism
is concerned in Nigeria,
it's concerned, if you want pari passu with democracy,
yeah, it's a problem.
Yeah, so if those people that are coming are neutral people,
yeah,
and the platform will allow them to come as neutral as they are, fine. But my fear is, will that be acceptable?
Yeah.
Because in Nigeria now, you don't have somebody who knows somebody.
Even funding the election, the campaign is another thing.
Yeah,
it was a huge amount of money.
Again, that's another point. That somebody who is competent, I would rather say that because if you say if you have money to do campaign and all that, for me, of course, that could be maybe the topic of another time.
Yes.
Campaigning. If you want to follow true democracy, a leader that's coming should not even campaign. Now, of course, that's another issue. Okay, because if you are a true leader, people should come and beg you to come and rule them and solve their problem.
Yes.
So at that point, you don't need to campaign before they vote for you. So because if you are campaigning, please vote for me so that I can carry your problem. Then it becomes it's worrisome to me. It doesn't jive with his personality. Okay. If you are going to solve your problem, you should come and beg me to come and solve it. Not me begging you, giving you money to solve your problem.
It's true.
You said Nigeria is still developing.
Yes.
Yeah. So are we developed enough
to have
to
people
experience such things that people are asking out of 200 million?
I don't even think we will leave the level of developing in another 100 years. We'll be so exaggerated, but that is my opinion. I don't think we will believe that because, like he said something at that time, those other young presidents in other countries, they have different culture, different way of life, different value system,
and orientation.
Yes. In Nigeria, our value have been dragged in the mud. We don't even have values. We only claim we have. We don't have. Okay, and so. If we say developing, that word will continue to be a stigma, continue to be and go along with us. I'm not seeing the possibility of changing that status. I'm not saying it. I'm not saying it. So I don't know if I get what you are saying.
Yeah, sure. But if we have to go for the way the system is actually, and you say that they still need to fund their campaign, that means they are still expressing a cycle of the same political.
Yes, and we Nigerians, we have a very big problem. In the sense that there are even during elections, many people don't go for their PVC. Even during that day of balloting, people will say, "Oh, I have better business to do other than going to cast my vote," and they feel their vote doesn't count because of the level of rigging, insincerity, and corruption. Now, such people, they will be very reluctant coming out to vote, and in such scenario, those people campaigning will have to buy them over. Okay, and that is the reason. Even those people, those women in the village, all these village area boys, they need money to come out and vote. And I've been a witness of that. On several occasions in the polling booths, people will bring money, you collect even clothes, wrappers, indomie, rice, and all that, even beer. You take, you come and vote. Not even minding whether the person is credible or not. But I feel that the wrong group or the wrong set of people have succeeded so far in ruling this nation is the problem of the youth. It is not that we should bring out a youth to be the president, no, but we have to stand in for what is right, for who is credible and for who is not. And then we define that this is what we want, and this is what you bear me witness that the president went abroad and then he called us, the youths, that they are lazy people. I don't blame him for saying that, because he is quite certain that when he brings money, those people who are idle will come and pick it and vote.
Yes, and that is the problem. That is why a school of thought suggests that is it not better to have everybody's vote? Of course, yes. Let there be a class of people that should you meet on this criteria for you to vote. You can have people like that. You will not beg them. You will not bribe them with rice, with beer, or anything, because they are intelligent. They know their rights and they know the how far their foot goes.
But oligarchy is not formed in just a day.
Yeah.
You understand? If you go for that system, you see that you form another oligarchy whereby the very few control what happens.
Sure.
You understand? So wouldn't that open a way for such a thing to come in?
No, but if we have a few
that are reasonable enough, yes, we don't need the
problem of the yes. You do not know anything.
You understand? At least there was a time they adopted male franchise, adult male franchise.
Yes.
Like so these are things.
Let's pick up the National Assembly as a matter.
Okay.
Talking about this case now, the National Assembly is a place where few represent the masses.
Okay.
Because they're being voted to represent their ward or their station. Now, we see what's happening in the National Assembly. It's no more a place where people say the mind of the masses. Rather, it's not a place of selfish interest.
Yes. Yeah.
So, won't such a thing happen if you have to go for this very few voting?
Now, there are ways to bring back a serving, an elected candidate. Okay. There are many constitutional provisions that guarantee those things. If your representative is being selfish at the National Assembly, it is your duty to either recall that representative or you do a kind of, or you can definitely call him back. Okay, and then you cannot, and like they did it in Kogi when they tried recalling Dino Milaye. So these are ways that, and the people that know that this person is not getting it right, is going astray, are those few intelligent, knowledgeable individuals. A fool or a street man may have little or no idea of what is happening there. He's only concerned about having a little tip and then drinking and then being okay.
And again. The few intellectuals or the few knowledgeable individuals we are agitating for, to me, are going to be they are quite different from the National Assembly you have here.
Yes.
Not the so-called National Assembly. Anybody.
Some of the fools are there.
Some fools are there. Some of them are educated.
So many of them business guru and they sleep at the National Assembly.
Vote of the people, they are there.
That's the normal thing.
So it's going to be quite going to be a different ballgame.
Okay. Now let's just take a few minutes and dialogue on this need for security votes. Alright, now let's take just a few minutes and discuss about the need for security votes in government, because that's not an issue now. For the past 1 week now, it's been on air. The need for security votes. The Senate, or let me just say, the few masses have been fighting against that, because we've not seen something useful being done with such an amount of money given to the governors. So, Mr. Tunde, I don't know what your stake on that.
The first thing is the security vote is something similar to this normal federal allocation.
Yes.
So it goes along with that to states. Right? And then this security vote in particular was actually meant to take care of security issues in the state.
Yes.
Okay, and the money has been right from the time of, I think I read the response of one military man, former military man, and he said that thing actually started during the military rule, whereby when there is a problem, an urgent problem, the government will just say, oh, you have a certain amount of money to be voted for this, go and take care of that. So when those monies are sent out, they don't give feedback, they don't account for it, they just spend.
Okay.
And so gradually it has now come
a lot.
And so people are practicing it.
Yes.
And the most unfortunate thing is that the main reason and the purpose for that vote was to take care of security in the state. And then when this money goes out, the governors don't account for it. Some of them can just, in fact, recently some of them will just dip hand into it and say this is governor security.
Good. Okay.
We just take from it.
Yes.
And then there's no account. That was even done, I think about 911 million was taken from security food in Edo State by Ozomoli.
Interesting.
Yeah, and they say it's for his own security. And you see, if you look at Lagos State has almost about 15 billion security vote. And you can see what is happening there. Okay, they're working every time to make sure that the forces have a lot of money to fund their responsibility. But the problem is that other states, though I think the least security votes is around 1 billion. The least. There's no state that gets less than 1 billion.
That's massive.
Yes. And that's a lot of money. But then you see that we have a lot of security challenges all over the place. Then what are they using the money for? And again, my worry is that even when they say security governor security food, is that not the name?
Yes.
That governor.
It's not governor. Yes, exactly.
That means to be trashed out, to be removed. They just put this security vote.
It's security votes. It's called security votes.
But then,
but we know that it's governor security votes.
Now who handles the money?
The governor.
That's what you mean.
You see, this thing is crazy and it's funny. Okay. Now, to the best of my knowledge, security of every state is a joint effort of the federal government and that of the state government. And the police in the states, they are sent by Abuja. And the governor talking about security votes to maintain security, is it to fund the vigilant group or to fund the army, who the president is funding already, or the police? That should be the question.
Yeah.
And some of these states that we have insurgencies, Boko Haram and all that, they receive the same security votes and they are unable to fight it. Insecurity. So then, why are they not accountable for those money? Okay, and that should be the question. So if they are collecting and giving out this money to state governors as security votes, it is quite uncalled for.
Yeah.
In a nation that we are suffering from huge capital underdevelopment. We have problems in education sector, in health, even in defense and many other sectors. And we are still mapping out such huge amount of money for just no good reason. And it's quite unbearable. And where we have hungry people, sick people dying every day, we are suffering from abject poverty. So these are things that the National Assembly should take up the constitution, and then it calls for a constitutional review. They shouldn't be talking of security vote, and there are a lot of votes like that too that are not being accountable.
Yes.
Even when you go to when you call any go to the local government issue, where they are agitating for local government autonomy because of the issue with the state government.
Yes.
State government not being able to release the approved revenue for them made by the federal government in the state joint local government account. So these are areas whereby the state government has been found wanting, and it is not a laughing matter. It is funny though, but it's a serious issue which should be strictly addressed.
I guess the constitutional review needs to come up very soon. Seriously, because there are some issues that are so terrible to hear of. Security votes, then the National Assembly taking up how many billions of
naira
every single
No, I think this constitutional review is another worrisome thing to me. Because the people that are going to review the constitution
needs to be reviewed.
Need to be reviewed.
They need to be reviewed.
Because don't forget, Nigeria's system, economic system is capitalism.
Yes.
And it cuts across all the sectors. If a law is going to be enacted or is going to be reviewed or amended, whatever, in the National Assembly, don't forget the capitalists are the people there. And they will not work against themselves. We have been doing constitutional review all over and over again.
And it's like
because people are repeating
even from reviewing it will be worse.
It will be worse.
So these are issues. And
I think the lawyer are just taking the president to the court now in Lagos over these
security laws.
Yes, I just trapped them there and said they should trash it out from the constitution and it should not even be practiced any longer.
Okay.
Alright. In just 2 minutes, Mr. Makinde, what have to say about Nigeria's election, security votes, and the strength of Nigerian democracy so far in 19 minutes?
Yeah, I will advise Nigerians that before now, we have been sending our votes. That's why we have not been having results. Now this time around, don't let anybody buy your vote.
Yes.
Give it willingly to the right person.
Of course.
And as regard security votes, I think that thing should not be held any longer. They should remove it from wherever position or whoever is conducting it. Henceforth.
Mr. Samuel, what's your advice to the youths concerning the upcoming 2019 election?
First of all, we have to go and get our PVCs. We have seen the change Baba Buhari promised us 3 years ago, and we are really changing with great speed. Okay, when you start applying this bleaching cream, they say it will change you. It will definitely change you. By the time you look like a roasted plantain. Okay, so we have seen it, and it is not beneficial and funny at all. A lot of things went wrong, and there has been a lot of killings throughout this period. The change he promised us, he's unable to keep to it. He's unable to guarantee our safety. He's unable to guarantee our good living. And this is the time we are to put a stop to that. It is not about collecting money and then voting anybody. It's about doing the right thing and then enjoying for the next 4 years. I will advise, no matter the amount of money they are going to give you, because definitely they will come to you with a lot of money. Then I will advise, ignore that. Know that it's a matter of 4 years. The 4 years is at stake. And then choose the right candidates. That is my advice.
Alright, it's been a telling moment so far on Channel 7 because it's been hot in here, really. And by His grace, we look forward to a successful presidential election. Please come to Channel 7 to enjoy the live moments of events and happenings in the nation at large. And as we leave you for today, I want to say, please click on the down button, subscription button down there. Just click on it. It's free of charge, absolutely free of charge. Until we meet again, we are saying goodbye on Channel 7. Thank you.